changing very fast. If you would have seen that the US went ahead and captured the president of Venezuela. Hello, look here. Go off your phones. Okay, so you know what was the most important element in the capture of the Venezuelan president? Cybersecurity. It is unbelievable that the US used cyber attacks to get inside a country. You know, 150 helicopters entered Venezuela, which is not a border state, it's very far, it's near Colombia. 150 helicopters entered another country, not a single missile was fired. How did this happen? This is because the US did a cyber attack. What it did was, first of all, it suppressed air defenses by putting a malware. There was an existing backdoor in the Venezuelan defense systems, which were basically of Chinese and Russian origin. Now, the same S-300 and S-400, which we used in Operation Sindoor very successfully against Pakistan, they were also being used in, S-300s were being used in Venezuela. But imagine this, that the US could get into Venezuelan defense circuits and suppress the radars so that 150 helicopters were not seen. And now, once, let's say, helicopters are inside, then physically people would have seen helicopters. Still, there was a possibility of launching missiles physically. But the US went in the power grid of Venezuela and shut off the power grid of the city. Imagine this, you don't need weapons. You are sitting on a computer, clicking some buttons and shutting the power grid of the country down. Now why did they do this? Because for backup power generator to come up, for defense systems, for diesel generators to come up, it takes 3 to 5 minutes. And these guys conducted the whole operation, within 10-15 minutes. They went in, suppressed their defenses with malware, brought the power grid down so that there could be no missiles fired, took out one president while it was being coordinated, from space with drones and an integrated cyber command, and took out a president. It's amazing. This is the kind of power cybersecurity is giving. But the irony is that this power is not limited to nation states. This power is with almost everybody. Now, if you imagine this kind of power is in hands of a hacker, what can they do? Hackers would be able to bring down entire countries. 2-3 years back, there was a ransomware attack in the US on a pipeline. Cold countries, it's not like us. In cold countries, you need to heat everything just to live. Because if it's -20, -30 outside, just to survive, you have to heat everything. Because within 5 minutes, you would die. आपका बर्फ बन जाएगा 5 मिनट के अंदर, if you are not heating it up. So there was this pipeline in US which was called Colonial Pipeline. One ransomware group, right? 4 or 5 cyber criminals called Conti. These people hit the Colonial Pipeline and shut it down, to the extent that US had to declare a national emergency. So this is the state of things we are looking at. Now you would say, how does it affect us, right? Some pipeline is being shut, some president is being taken out. But cybersecurity is most important for you because, as Minister Saab said, the future is yours. Whether India becomes Viksit or not is upon you. And why is cybersecurity important? Because we are digitizing very fast. We are probably becoming one of the most digitized countries in the world. Our UPI is larger than everybody, larger than Visa, MasterCard, everybody combined. And in this huge financial system, what is most important is trust. And if somebody takes away the trust in a payment, suppose you're purchasing something online, which you keep on doing all day, and packages keep arriving. Now, imagine this, that somebody gets into this, and your packet goes to somebody else, or you pay for something which you have not purchased. Now, this is what cyber criminals are doing. And who can stop that? It's only you. There was a poster, can you put it up? Ek poster tha, can you put it? There was a poster. Can you put it up? And what's your contribution? What can you do? See, first of all, All of these services, right from WhatsApp to Facebook to Instagram, are free. Why are they free? Why is somebody putting billions of dollars, billions and billions of dollars in giving you free services? Because you are the product, right? Your data is the currency which is being sold. So that is why, and what is the weapon against all of this? Privacy. Preserve your privacy like it's your money. Somebody else is spending it. The internet has a memory. It's never going to forget. Nothing ever gets deleted, right? Even on your phone, if you think you're deleting things, even if you wipe it 7 times, you give it to me as an investigator, I can take it out. So nothing is ever deleted. We have to understand that these are very powerful technologies. Once we have this Aladdin's genie in your hand, you have to be very careful of what you ask of it. So with students, you would be tempted to sometimes prank people, right? We all do, just for fun. You can make an AI deepfake of a friend, right? And it may be acceptable in you as youth, but imagine this, that particular photo, if you make using an AI, a deepfake of a person, maybe for fun, maybe for circulation in a small WhatsApp group, it doesn't stay on WhatsApp. Suppose you are sending it here thinking that you are sending it to your friend in the row 3, it's not happening. It's going to servers all across the world, maintaining copies, and those copies are going to be there for a long time. Nobody can delete them. Even if you want, you can't delete them. You can delete them from your phone, but they would remain permanently there. So I'll tell you, the worst and the best part of cybercrime is that it documents itself. You are creating evidence every time. Your device identity, right? Your own logins, where you are using your IP addresses. Everything gets recorded permanently. It stays there, and it can be simply obtained. Once you want to investigate, you can simply obtain. Even people think that blockchain and Bitcoin is absolutely secure. Yes, it's secure. What you can hide is only your identity. Once your identity is known, every transaction of the blockchain, of the cryptocurrency, is written in the ledger. It becomes very easy for an investigator like me, because you are giving me the proof. You are creating the proof if at all you are committing a crime. So cyber crimes are both easy to investigate and difficult to investigate. Now, a lot is being done. The central government has created a body called I4C, which coordinates between all the states for cybercrime coordination. But let me tell you something. आपने देखा होगा पिक्चर में पुलिस आखिरी में आती है, right? And I'll tell you why. Because law enforcement comes when all the institutions collapse, right? When your parenting has failed, when your school has failed, when you, as a socially responsible person, when your conscience has failed, only then law enforcement comes. And when law enforcement comes, it gets certain rights to investigate. So you have to be very careful of consequences of whatever you do online. But if you lose money, remember one number, 1930. The central government has created one number, 1930. If you or your grandfather or anybody loses money, just dial 1930, because 1930 has the authority to stop the flight of funds. Today what happens is that, let's say somebody fleeces you, somebody takes your OTP, somebody impersonates, somebody says, I'm in the hospital, send me money. Somebody makes a deepfake video call to you, saying that, I'm in this dire situation, give me money. You send that 50,000 rupees, that 50,000 rupees doesn't stay in that account. It suddenly starts breaking into multiple, like 10 pieces. And those 10 pieces start flying into various accounts in real time. So what has happened is that real-time payments, which are very essential for you, which is the lifeblood of today's digital economy, is being utilized and weaponized by the cyber criminals. 50,000 rupees broken into 10, then this starts flying everywhere. But if you dial 1930, this flight of money stops. Okay. And if you are subjected to any other crime, you can register your complaints on cybercrime.gov.in. But I also thank Neeti and her organization What Now, because what they are doing is that there's a huge gap between when something is reported to law enforcement, where investigation will take place. But there's a huge side, there's a psychological side to it. There is guilt, there is shame, right? There is fear that, let us say, if somebody has been subject to revenge porn, some videos of somebody have been, or somebody has made a deep fake of you, has posted online. You can't discuss with your parents. You think your parents will not understand. Or if somebody is blackmailing you, you don't understand. Somebody is bullying you. You may not feel confident enough to go and talk to your parents. So it's a great thing that they have created this helpline by creating What Now. And Niti has told me how hundreds of phone calls every day come where people are really subjected to deep psychological wounds. And it's a great job that they are doing, healing these wounds, supporting people, supporting youth in distress, and seeing that there are no bad consequences, because people are even driven to suicide because of this. So great work, Niti, keep it up. And as Honorable Minister also said that it's your job now to take India forward, where we are growing, we are the fastest growing economy in the world. The whole world is slowing down. And at this time, you have to understand that you also have national responsibilities. Don't fall for misinformation, disinformation, right? You saw that when Twitter, it started giving location, you found that most of the narratives which were anti-India were being run from other states, like they were being run from Pakistan. For example, about farmer. The farmer protest handles were being run from Pakistan, from New Zealand, and from other places. So you have to understand that there are agencies, there are people, there are forces which are dark, which are sitting at other places, which are taking advantage of our goodness, our humanity, pretending to be us and trying to fool us. And at that time, to make this country great, we need a youth which is aware, secure, and powerful. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.